Hello everyone, welcome to the General Measures channel. In this video, we will demonstrate how to troubleshoot a black screen issue on a Checkweigher touchscreen using the CW-3K as an example. A Checkweigher is an online weighing device used to inspect product weight and automatically reject non-conforming products. When a fault occurs during operation, troubleshooting should be carried out based on the identified problem. 3 common causes of a Checkweigher touchscreen black screen. 1. The touchscreen is under screensaver mode. 2. Abnormal power supply. 3. Touchscreen failure. 1. Screensaver mode. If the Checkweigher is powered on but the screen remains black, the touchscreen is most likely in screensaver mode. Tap the touchscreen and check whether the display is on or not. If the display recovers, the touchscreen was in screensaver mode. It can be disabled if you want the HMI always on. The way to disable the screensaver: first, power off the Checkweigher. Long press the touchscreen while power on the equipment. The touchscreen will enter the calibration interface. Tap System Setting to enter the TPC system settings. Select Backlight, then untick the Auto Backlight to disable the screensaver function. Close the window and select Run Project. The HMI will return to the Checkweigher main interface. 2. Power supply abnormality. If tapping the screen does not restore the display, while power is supplied to the Checkweigher, the electrical cabinet wiring should be inspected. Troubleshooting sequence: 1. Check the main power circuit. 2. Check the control circuit. Before inspecting the main power circuit, disconnect the power supply and verify that all wiring connections are secure and reliable. This helps identify power issues caused by loose or poor connections. After completing the inspection, power on the equipment. Use a multimeter to measure the input voltage. For example, a measured voltage of AC 232.1 volts is within the normal range, indicating that the external power supply is functioning properly. If the voltage exceeds the allowable range, AC 220 volts plus or minus 10%, or no voltage is detected, the external power supply is abnormal. Check whether power is being supplied correctly. If the external power supply works, proceed to check the switching power supply. Measure the input voltage of the switching power supply using a multimeter. For example, a measured voltage of AC 232.4 volts is within the normal range, indicating normal input power. If the voltage exceeds the allowable range or no voltage is detected, a fault exists in the main power circuit. Carefully inspect the corresponding wiring and connections. You can also observe the switching power supply status indicator is on or not. If the indicator is off, the switching power supply itself may be faulty and should be replaced. If all tests on the main power circuit are normal, proceed to inspect the control circuit. Since the touchscreen is powered by the control board, first check whether the touchscreen cable is securely connected to the control board and measure the voltage at the control board power input. For example, a measured voltage of DC 23.98 volts is within the normal range, indicating power supply to the control board. At this point, inspect the wiring and voltage directly at the touchscreen power input connector. First, verify that the touchscreen cable is securely connected. Then measure the power input voltage at the touchscreen. A measured voltage of DC 23.97 volts is within the normal range. This indicates that the power cable is functioning properly and the touchscreen itself is defective. It is recommended to replace the touchscreen directly. If the measured voltage is outside the normal range, the power cable is faulty and should be replaced. If the voltage measured at the control board power input is abnormal, for example DC 1.614 volts, measure the power supply voltage of the control board. A measured voltage of DC 24.03 volts is within the normal range. This indicates that the power supply is normal and the control board is defective. The control board should be replaced. If the measured voltage is outside the normal range, inspect the wiring and power supply between the control board and the DC-24V terminal block. First, check whether the control board power cable and DC 24 volts terminal block connections are secure. Then measure the voltage at the terminal block. For example, A measured voltage of DC 24.06 volts is within the normal range. This indicates that power at the terminal block is normal, and the fault is likely caused by the power cable or terminal connection. Replace the corresponding cable or terminal. If the voltage measured at the DC 24 volts terminal block is abnormal, determine whether the issue is caused by a faulty switching power supply or a faulty terminal block or wiring connection. Then inspect the switching power supply directly. Check that all wiring connections are secure. Measure the output voltage using a multimeter. A measured voltage of DC 24.06 volts is within the normal range. This indicates that the switching power supply is functioning properly and the terminal block is defective. Replacement of the terminal block is recommended. If the measured voltage is outside the normal range, the switching power supply should be replaced. If the terminal block remains abnormal after replacing the switching power supply, the terminal block should also be replaced. If multiple same checkweighers are available on site, cross-testing between machines can help quickly identify the faulty and significantly improve troubleshooting efficiency. That's all for today's video. If you'd like to learn more about Checkweigher, feel free to contact General Measure.